Okay, you guys, so welcome. I got asked by multiple people this week, literally 4 or 5 different people who are like, what are you doing with your Instagram? What is this branding thing you speak of? And how can I do it? And how can I use it to benefit me and my business? And so first of all, I will say I've only been doing this for like a week, you guys, and it's not like I've signed like a million customers or distributors from it or anything like that, but I will say that it feels better. And if anybody knows anything about me, I'm all about like when you feel better, you do better. And then when you do better, obviously you get better results in your business. And so for me, I just kind of hit a place where after everything that happened in 2020 and quite honestly, having a couple of people who were close to me decide to leave this company for another company, I was kind of just questioning, what am I doing here? And what value am I really bringing to the world while doing this business? And obviously with all network marketing, with all MLM, there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And the wrong way to do it is to look at people like dollar signs and to look at your audience as people that you have a lot of to gain from, to get from. And the right way to do it is to really look at, what am I providing to people? What opportunities and solutions and value am I really able to give to the people who are on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, whatever social media platforms you're utilizing? And so I just decided that I wanted to, like I've been calling it, sort of rebrand. And so I want to talk a little bit about like what even is branding, especially if you're brand new. So branding is, who are you? What do you bring to the table? And what can you teach somebody about? Who are you? What do you bring to the table? And what can you teach somebody about? Okay. So the most important piece really of this idea of branding is, what are 3 to 5 things that have nothing to do with It Works or any product that you're trying to sell, that are just about you, or things that are important to you, or are things that make you feel good? So for me, just personally, I'm a mom and a wife. I suffer with mental health issues. My family suffers from mental health issues. And so overcoming mental illness and being a resource for people struggling with mental health, beauty and wellness. And this is something I've always been interested in, you guys. I'm not just saying beauty and wellness because we're part of a beauty and wellness company. I've always loved makeup. I was in makeup groups before I ever did this business. I've always loved doing my makeup. I've always loved doing my hair. It's something that genuinely brings me joy. And then on the wellness side, I've always been interested in natural remedies for things and more like preventive things. And then I have coffee with exclamation points, which again, I loved coffee before we ever even sold coffee. And so the fact that we came out with coffee is just an added bonus for me, because we didn't even have coffee when I signed up. I did not sign up to sell coffee, 5 years ago. So I want you guys to really sit down, and I really want you to think about this. It can literally be as few as 3 things. Okay. Don't feel like you have to come up with 5 things, 3 things. Okay. 3 things that are about you, that are important to you, that you could bring somebody value with. Okay. So for me, mom and wife, beauty and wellness, and overcoming mental health issues are kind of my top 3. And then you have coffee as kind of like a bonus 4th one that kind of goes in with beauty and wellness. But so you kind of have to figure out, what do you want to talk about? And obviously talking about the products and talking about the business is going to sort of just flow in and out and in between of these topics. And so once I decided what I wanted my sort of pillars of my brand to be, then I looked for more of the aesthetic part of what I was trying to do. So I picked a new color theme. I picked a new filter. And for those of you who are brand new at social media, these are things that I had to learn by doing them, okay? By using different picture editing apps, by using different photo editing apps. A few of my favorite photo editing apps, I use I use Lightroom. That's what I use to put my preset filters over the top of my photos. You can go on Etsy to find, they're called preset filters for your photos. And then what I also did, and this is not something by any means that you have to do, but it is something that I did once I decided, okay, I'm giving this thing, as in my Instagram, a total sort of rebrand, was I actually went on Etsy and I looked for like a social media branding kit. So that's what I searched on Etsy, social media branding kit. And obviously anybody who's slightly artistic could totally make their own. You could also do this for free in Over. Pick a color scheme, pick three or four colors that go really well together, save them in your Over app, and then you'll just make all of your, you'll pick a preset filter that goes along with that same color scheme. You'll make your Instagram story highlights, your profile picture, all sort of the same color, and then you can use those same templates and those same backdrops and those same colors to create your Instagram story. So what I did, because I'm at a point in my business where I was like, well, I'll just buy one. I bought a social media branding kit on Etsy. I think it was $25. It gave me Instagram post templates, Instagram story templates, Instagram quote things that, and it gave me the highlight for the highlight covers that are on Instagram. I should have said this at the beginning of the recording. I'm mostly working off of Instagram for this specific branding. I do use the posts that I post on Instagram on my Facebook, and I do use the stories that I use on Instagram on Facebook and even sometimes on Snapchat. But I think that especially Instagram, me and Danielle were actually just talking about this not too long ago, how 5 years ago when we started, Instagram was just a totally different platform, like just totally different. And now it is so much about finding that niche of people who you can connect to, who can connect to you, making sure that you really have that high quality sort of looking photos, stories, profile picture, all the things. And so when I started to do this rebranding, I was really focusing on Instagram. And so I probably should have prefaced with that. You can totally use these tips and take them to other platforms, but this is really for Instagram specifically. So I bought this social media, Instagram, like branding kit, and I got a bunch of different templates with a bunch of different backgrounds. It was actually to go with the app Canva. And Canva is not only an app, it's also a website. And I actually like it being an app and a website because you create an account and then I have my templates, the things that I'm working on, I have them on my phone so I can, like these are all the designs I've been working on. So I'll show you guys. So this is the one I just made about the coffee. So I have them on my phone and they're just story slides that I've plugged my own pictures in. But then when I open up Canva on my laptop, all of my same stuff is still on here, but then I can do my typing, like my actual, like, instead of having to type it all out on my phone all day, every day, I'm gonna have carpal tunnel by the time I'm 40, like so bad I'm not gonna be able to use my fingers. So I can use my laptop for a little bit, which is nice. And then I can also just, it's a little bit more specific with like when you're adding photos, and things like that. So again, I was saying this to Danielle earlier, it's another app, you know, like how many freaking apps do you have downloaded on your phone or that you've had to learn or relearn? Like maybe you were just getting over it now and now you're like, oh, if you want me to use Canva? No, I don't want you to use Canva. I want you to use whatever's easiest for you. This is just what I've been using and what I've been doing for my business. So So first I picked 3 to 5 things that were super important to me that had nothing to do with It Works. Then I wanted to work on the quality of the graphics and the other content that I was putting on my Instagram. I wanted them to be cohesive. I wanted it to be succinct. And so I picked a Etsy social media branding kit. I think I picked one, it was called like boho beige or something. It's like 6 different shades of beige. And I use it now for creating my stories, creating my posts, and I changed my preset to one that is more just sort of like white and brown. So it's a filter overlay that I put over all of my photos before I post them, so that it all looks sort of the same. But I really want to touch here on the importance of the quality of your posts, especially on Instagram. The brighter they are, the clearer they are, the more they're going to be liked and commented on. If you have posts that have text, as in words written on them, those need to go in your stories. If you're like in a spur of the moment and it's a little bit blurry, put it in your stories. That's okay. But the posts that go on your actual Instagram feed need to be crisp, clear, or just a quote, just an inspirational quote. And I've been doing a couple of those on my feed as well, just to throw in a mix between it just being pictures of me or pictures of my son. So like I said, you guys, I'm not an expert, so I did write some notes, but let me know if there's anything you guys have questions on in the chat as I'm kind of going through this. So branding, having good quality photos, and then I think the most important piece of doing all of this is the authenticity with which you're following it up with. It's one thing to just change your Instagram highlights. It's one thing to like pick a new preset filter. It's another thing to decide that you are going to bring your audience value every single day. Okay. So, offering 3 to 5 valuable pieces of content for every one time that you try to sell somebody something. Every day. Okay. So that looks like maybe one product story slide set every single day. That looks like maybe 1 or 2 blatant buy my product type posts on your feed every week. I know that this is different, okay? I know that this is not the 3-3 rule that we were all taught back in 2015, 2016, but I don't want that. I want better. I want more, and I want more connection with my people that I have on my Instagram and that I have on my Facebook. So you should still post about the products that you are personally using every single day. Should you just take 8 slides about hair, skin, nails and throw them up in your story because you don't know what else to post? You can, but if you're truly trying to do this like authenticity marketing thing, then no. I've been posting less. I've been posting less so that I can post more quality, and so that people know when they come to my stories and when they come to my feed, what they're getting is value, and what they're getting is a lot of me and a little bit of me selling to them. So like 75% of what I'm trying to do on Instagram right now is be myself, give wisdom, give value, offer a resource, offer advice, share my specific journey. And then 25% is like, do you want to buy some coffee from me? do you want to join my team? Okay. So I want to talk a little bit. We've all heard the term attraction marketing, right? And then we all tend to sort of like run away and scream because we're like, I'm not attractive. I don't like attraction marketing. I don't look like an Instagram model. So I want to talk about authenticity marketing or authentic marketing, because I think that's way more on the nose of what we should all be trying to do every day, which is really trying to connect with people and show them who we are. So I wrote this down in my notes. I wrote, people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. And they care even less about what you're selling until they understand the problem that you're trying to solve with your product. So let's make sure that we are really focusing on not the product itself, but the problem the product solves. Okay, so if we're going to be talking about the Skinny Brew, I need to be talking about how it erases my mommy brain fog, erases it, gone. Okay. I need to talk about how about how my products make me feel on a daily basis, the results that I'm having, the results that other people are having. And they will not care at all about what you're doing for work or how they can work with you or how they can join your team until they know what. I think so often we get caught up in this, like, now hiring, now looking for brand influencers, who wants to make money working from their phone. And it's like, there's a time and a place for all of those posts for show. But I just think that saying who has student loan debt, who wishes they could spend more time with their kids, who is struggling after 2020 was so hard on so many people. I just think that we should talk more about the problems that we're really trying to solve versus like, just join my team, you can make money. Drink my products, you can lose weight. Being interactive, personal, funny, and relatable. Okay, interactive, personal, funny, and relatable. Those are the things that are going to keep people coming back to your page over and over and over again. So what do I mean by interactive? Asking people things in your stories and on your Facebook that have nothing to do with the business. Ask them about food, ask them about clothes, ask them about, if you're a mom, ask for parenting advice. You don't have to take any of this advice. Okay, I ask for parenting advice all the time, and then I just do what I'm going to do anyways. It's just for interaction. It's just for like camaraderie, so that the moms on your Facebook are like, yeah, I gave her the best advice. And you're like, thank you. Thank you for commenting on my stuff. I'm not going to take your advice, but thank you. And people love, they love to tell you what they think about that. So, personal. By personal, I don't mean you need to air every skeleton in your closet, but by personal, I do mean, like, do they know who you are? Do they know how many kids you have? Do they know where you're from? do they know the pillars of your branding? Or are you just saying those are the pillars of your branding, but not actually showing people those things on a daily basis? Okay. And then funny / relatable. Everybody loves a good meme. Everybody loves a funny TikTok. Everybody loves I did a TikTok the other day where I was like, well, I was just trying to make a TikTok and I tried to pull up my pants and it ripped. So that's how my day's going. And people on TikTok were like, girl, yes. Like my skinny jeans, like I cannot even. So just don't, I want you to be more afraid of nobody knowing anything about you than you are about, like, people are going to laugh at me. People are going to have whatever opinion they are going to have of you, regardless of whether you're doing this business or not. So you might as well present the funny, relatable, personal side of yourself that's authentic. It's authentic. Crystal, I don't know, but I did make sure in my video to be like, I was trying to pull up my skinny jeans over my butt and they ripped. So that's how my day's going. And just being, yes, and just they're gonna feel some type of way no matter what you do. So you have to be authentic. And I actually looked up the definition of the word authentic, and I'm going to do it again just because. And it says it says genuine, but then it said relating to an emotionally appropriate, significant, and purposive, which is, I don't know why they used that word, purposeful. So being authentic, being your true self really just means you are being emotionally appropriate, significant, and purposeful and responsible. That's kind of the overarching theme of authenticity. So you are being emotionally appropriate, which means you want to show you want to be vulnerable, but you don't need to air all of your dirty laundry. Okay. If there's drama, keep it off the social medias. If there's a big emotional meltdown, maybe talk about it later. Talk about your things from, my mom always says this, talk about things from the scar, not the wound. If you're in the middle of something right now, maybe let that one be. In 2 weeks, when the wound has had time to heal, then talk about it. 2 weeks ago, I was having a really hard time. Here's how I got through it. 2 weeks ago, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but it's really good to let yourself heal privately. Yeah, like not telling you not to go through things, just like talk to your audience about them from the place that in which like you've already figured it out and you've already gotten better. So then significant, and significant is different for every single person, right? Like what's significant and important to me may not be significant and important to Crystal, but it's significant to me. And that's what that means. So for me, talking about mental health, talking about motherhood, and talking about like true like wellness and health, like those are all significant topics to me, even if other people may not think so. So, and then purposeful. Have a purpose in sharing, to share a lesson, to share a resource, to share a product. It could be our product. It could be another product that you found, something you found on Amazon, something you found at Target, something you found at Walmart, to offer wisdom on an experience that you've gone through. Yep, to build connection, to just be vulnerable and open. My purpose is to just be vulnerable and open so that people can see that I'm a real human being. Right. And then responsible. And by responsible, I just mean taking self-responsibility. And I think that sometimes this goes hand in hand with doing that good personal development and growth, where you understand that you're responsible for your actions, other people are responsible for their actions. And so you're going to shore up yourself. You're going to make sure you're solid, that you're doing things with the best intentions in your heart. And then if other people want to be salty about them, that's on them. So all of that being said, you guys, I want you to really focus on, you have your brand, you have your things you want to talk about. If you want to like redo your highlights and pick a color theme, that can be really good just to freshen it. Kind of like when you change the sheets from your like flannel sheets in the winter to like your spring, like your cotton sheets for the spring. Like it would be nice to just like freshen it up. But I want you to make sure that you are taking the time after you do this. So you do this kind of like rebrand, relaunch, blah, blah, blah. Make sure that you are showing up, your face, your voice, via a selfie, a picture of you, video of you in your stories, as much as possible. You are the storefront of your business. You really are. And I know that for a lot of you guys who are maybe just getting started in the business and you're like, it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable for me to be on camera. It's so uncomfortable for me to take pictures of myself. Every good, amazing thing is outside of your comfort zone, sister. And I will tell you right now, as somebody who has spent the last 5 years on social media, if you allow yourself to open up, you'll get a few haters, you'll get a lot more love. And you'll make a lot more friends, and you'll have a lot more people who look up to you and say that you inspired them and you make them want to be brave. Okay, so baby steps. Obviously, Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm not asking you all to just go freaking hop off and go live on Facebook right this second, but practice recording yourself just on your phone and then uploading it to your stories. So you can delete it if you totally mess up and start over again, right? Practice taking those pictures. We're just going to do a quick photo tutorial. Stand in front of a window, pop up your phone with the timer if you want to take a full body shot. Okay, ask your man to take a picture of you. They would love to. Take pictures outside whenever possible. Great lighting. You can invest in like a fancy ring light thing, but I didn't have one for over 5 years, so you literally don't need one. Get the best light possible. Yeah, when you're taking your photos, that way it's easy to put a filter on. And then, what else? I mean, I take a lot of pictures, like setting my phone up on a timer and then taking a picture. Oh my gosh, my mom just sent me a picture of my baby. He's over there right now. He's so cute. Okay, so show your face and your voice as much as possible. You are the storefront of your business. Okay, so now this is probably the most controversial thing that I'm going to teach on this, and I don't care because it's important to me. So here we are, because that's what we're going to talk about next. What's important to you? What do you care about? Especially what do you care about that's happening in the world today? Okay. Me and Danielle were just having a conversation about this, about how after 5 years in the business and such a crazy year in 2020, there are things that her and I just, there are values. They are deeply held values about human life and how you should treat people and how and mental health, how people see themselves and how toxic some of the things in our culture have truly become for people, and how we want to be a space that is inviting and inclusive, healthy. And so, there's a lot of topics that I'm kind of talking about. And I want you to decide what those important things for you are. Humanity, yes. And I want you to not compromise on them. Now, what I mean by that is you are going to hold space for the things that are truly important to you. Okay, because these are the things that are going to really speak to the people who you need them to speak to. Now, all of this being said, please remember that anytime you specifically post or speak on like anything political, or any other controversial issues, it can lead to conflict, especially when you put them in a public space. That all being said, there are some things that are so deeply rooted in us that no matter who it's going to make upset, you still need to feel like you have a voice. And especially when you get up to like me and Danielle, where you have thousands of people following you and hundreds of people watching your stories every day, you want them to know the things that you value, because that's going to give them that hope and that trust also. So we're going to talk about something that I think is very specific to It Works, just as an example. We sell a lot of different products. We are a beauty and wellness and nutrition company. And, Mark and Cindy Pentecost are not sitting here telling us how to market, telling us what to post. I think there's become a pretty significant culture within It Works of, who wants to get bikini body ready, who needs to lose weight, who wants to lose weight. And I think that can be very detrimental. And I think it even alludes to a little bit of this sort of, diet culture that is very, very damaging to a lot of women. And by no means advocating for like unhealthiness. That's the opposite of what I'm saying. But I'm also saying that I think that all of us deep down commonsensically know that skinny doesn't equal healthy. And just because you lose 30 pounds doesn't mean you're going to be happy. And so I think that it's something I talked about on my Instagram story this morning, and I'm just giving this as an example because mental health is really important to me. Advocating for mental health, being a space for mental health. And so how am I supposed to be an inclusive, empowering space for mental health and then turn around and post something that could be triggering to somebody with an eating disorder or with body dysmorphia? And that's something that actually hits very close to home. I have immediate family members that suffer with these things. And so this is just a really perfect example of like, you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You have to do what works for you. And so I think sharing the fact that our products are nutritional, health, and wellness products, there's literally only 2 products in our entire line that are specifically for burning fat, okay, out of 40 products. We are not a weight loss company. We are a health and beauty and wellness company. And we all know that, but I think sometimes we want to get the quick hit. We want to get the easy sale. And the easy sale is asking who wants to lose weight, because everybody wants to lose weight because of the diet culture that we have in our society. So I think that I hope this isn't controversial enough to offend anybody who's watching this, but I just really think that as a community and what I personally believe in and what I want to do on my Instagram is talk about health, talk about mental health and physical health being connected, while also promoting if you need to release weight, if you're hanging on to unwanted pounds, if you want to have less bloat, if you want to have more energy, if you want to look better, feel better, then I want to hook you up, because I love these products and they've helped me lose 30 pounds twice, before I had my son and after I had my son, right? So using it from a very personal and sort of authentic place. That makes sense for everybody? Yep. Everyone has a different kind of healthy. Everybody has different ones. So no, I understand. So I think that I'm really specifically talking about so Crystal asked a really good question. What would you do for basic product posts that say something like, if you could take 2 tablets for 90 days and lose an average of 31 pounds, would you? I think that what I'm really trying to focus on is the content that I'm putting on my stories and what I'm posting. So I would probably not post out on my Facebook, like just blatantly on my Facebook. I would probably post something like who has health goals and wants to get ready for spring, because that encompasses everything, right? And then I think too, talking about digestion and bloating and all of these things. That being said, when I'm host posting, like having other people post for me, from a marketing standpoint, I am still going to have them post. What did I just changed it? Hold on. For my coffee, since I'm focusing on the coffee with that with the other plan that we made. So I changed my coffee host a post to, hey everyone, my friend is looking for product testers for a brand new weight loss coffee newly released. Her customers are losing 15 plus pounds. Who do I know that drinks coffee and would love to lose pounds? I'm still having other people post that from a marketing standpoint, because that is going to draw people in. And I know in my heart that every single person who comments or messages me, we're going to talk about their goals. We're going to talk about their goals. We're going to talk about their lifestyle, and I'm going to help them pick the very best products to help them. Also, in that sort of situation, it's not me pushing a bunch of weight loss products down people's throats in my stories on my feed. It's a friend of a friend opting in to say that they want to lose weight. Does that make sense? Do you guys see sort of the difference in that? Like, if I'm on my Facebook, on my Instagram every single day, who wants to lose weight, who wants to lose weight, who wants to weight, who needs to get skinny? Me and Danielle were like laughing. We were like, who needs to get prep top ready? Like, we've all posted those stories, okay? There's nothing inherently wrong with them unless you're trying to build a platform of empowerment and mental health awareness. And then it's like, that's not helpful. That's not on brand. And so that's what happened today, you guys. I shared a statistic in my story that was like, kids are 200 times more likely to have an eating disorder than they are to be type 2 diabetic. And I like read this whole post and I was like shocked. And then the very next story, I was making skinny brew coffee. I just felt like a significant need to like get in my story and be like, look, I don't believe in diet culture. It's called skinny brew because it's low cal and low carb and has thermogenics. It's not called skinny because you should be skinny. And I don't believe that skinny equals healthy. So I think just being willing to be authentic and stand up for what you believe in is important with all of the pieces of branding. And that was just one specific circumstance. Maybe there's other things that you feel strongly about, don't feel strongly about. Like I said, anytime you post something political or controversial, you open yourself up. But if it's something that you truly and genuinely believe in, you want to have people on your profile that also genuinely and truly believe in it, because those are going to be your people. Those are going to be your niche audience. Am I right? So that's pretty much all I had in terms of questions. So yes, empowerment, all the way. That's what I'm all about. So you're going to pick 3 to 5 things that have nothing to do with It Works that you're going to talk about often. You're going to refresh your Instagram profile with colors and a preset and filters and taking better photos, all the things. And then you're going to make sure that you're being authentic as best you can, while keeping it civil, while keeping it appropriate, and while you are living your best life and showing other people that it's possible for them to live their best lives as well. Yeah. Danny, did that kind of answer? I know you were Melissa, I don't know if Melissa's still on here. I know you guys were two of the people who like specifically messaged me and like asked like what I was doing and how I was doing it. So just want to make sure that I don't think I let you guys unmute yourself. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, that definitely, like, I mean, we had kind of talked this morning, so I felt like between this morning and then just watching this, I felt like that definitely answered my questions.
I'm trying to like remember all the things we talked about this morning, but I mean, I think it was the same. I think it was just making sure that your values are holding sort of true, and embracing that if at any point you are feeling stuck or you're feeling like what you're doing isn't working for you, or it's not authentic, or it's not empowering you, or it's not making you feel good, then the answer is not to like jump ship and like you need a different company, you need a different product, you need a different message. It really is like it's an internal thing where you're shifting into being a better version of yourself and then presenting yourself better. So it's like you get better in here and then you get a little nicer out here to look at, because social media is all about that quality aesthetic. And then you hold tight, to your values, and you make sure that people know what's important to you. I think that was the only other thing that we talked about this morning, that we were kind of just like, wherever you go, you take you with you. So if you're not going to get better and more authentic and more personable and all the things here, like you're not going to do it somewhere else either. So we might as well do it here while you have a group of women to like cheer you on and support you and empower you and, all the good things. So yes, and embracing that not every day will be perfect, but every single day you're getting better. Exactly. Not every single day will be perfect. So I already had sort of shifted away from, so Chris, I keep forgetting I'm recording. So Crystal asked, are you rebranding your life posts as far as how you talk about the business and everything like that? So I've already sort of moved away from this need to like do the like call to action, like DM opportunity, fill out the app in my bio, like with every single post already. Like I had already sort of moved away from that, and did it really more in a like storytelling type of way, if that makes sense. So I would say I probably do one solid life post a week that ends with like, I'm looking for women to join my team, text opportunity to my phone number. And I would say the rest of my sort of lifestyle posts are inspirational stories from my life, talking about my son, talking about my marriage, talking about my mental health, and then adding in some quality like inspirational quotes, or like on Tuesday I posted this thing that was like, you are worthy, and it was like, tag somebody who needs to be reminded of their worthiness today. So really doing a lot of more of those kinds of empowering things. Absolutely not, Crystal. I love that you asked this question. Do you feel like it will take away from your business growth? I think that the immediate impact of doing this might be that I lose some people who are very intently watching me because I do It Works. But I want to be so much more than that. And I want people who are not interested in It Works at all to follow me and be empowered by me and be inspired by me, so that when they find out I do It Works, they're like, what? I didn't even know you did It Works. That's the kind of reaction I'm going for with people. So I think that a combination of continuing to post about the business opportunity in my stories, because I still am, sharing my story, sharing that I have, this many spots open for VIP influencers this month. I'm still doing the like, I don't know if you guys have seen these like these where it says like social media positions open. Like I'm still posting this, and every time I post, get a distributor, I'm posting this. And I'm still host to posting, and I'm still messaging, and I'm still following up. So I think that all of this just has to do a lot more with how I'm presenting myself, because it's going to allow me to do a lot more on the back end, because I'm not hitting them in the face on the front end and then also hitting them in the face on the back end. You guys get, you know what I mean? I'm not like, I do it works. I do it works. Like, I'm like, hey, my name's Hope. How are you? And then in the DMs, I'm like, by the way, you want to do business with me? You know, because then when they go to my profile, they're actually learning about who I am and what's important to me. If I hop in your inbox and I'm like, hey girl, I think you'd be so amazing at what I do, and they go to my feed and they see that I'm like talking about empowerment and I'm talking about beauty and wellness and I'm talking about inspiring women and I'm talking about my kid, they're gonna be like, yeah, I want to do what you do. If you message them and ask if they want to do what you do, and then they go to your profile and it's all sales all the time, they're going to be like, heck no, tech no, I don't want to do what you do. That looks complicated and spammy. I don't want it. Like, you want to be somebody who people want to join. Green and bling. Amen. Anytime that you see, like, even I love our company. Okay. I don't want any of this to be taken as like, I don't want to be like associated. I love it works. I do not love the reputation of it works. I love our company. I love our CEO. I think they are incredible people. I love our products. I think they are amazing. You can take the skinny brew out of my cold, dead hands. Like, I was literally on Jade's leadership Zoom, like joking in the chat, like, catch me slinging raps in the nursing home. Like, I will be here forever. But also, I don't love the reputation that quote unquote, it works girls are creating on social media, which is we hop in your inbox, we bother you to buy products, we blatantly post untrue things and toxic diet culture. It's not cute. And I don't want to do it. So we're going to do it different. We're changing the dynamic. We are changing the culture. We are changing the community, and we're changing how we teach our people. And I think it feels really good. So I will say this, like, do you feel like it will take away from your business growth? In the immediacy of the amount of people that I straight up get from my posts, maybe. In the overarching theme of feeling good and authentic and empowered and valuable, I think I'm going to become freaking unstoppable and go double ambassador by this time next year. That's what I think. Because I feel better about this. Even just doing this for a week, I'm like, yes, like, this is what I always wanted to use social media for. And I've enrolled 3 distributors and 2 customers. So it's not stopping me because I'm still doing everything on the back end. I'm still doing all the things on the back end, interacting, messaging, post to posting, following up, all the things. I'm still doing them. It's just how I'm presenting myself in my stories, in my posts, in my bio, all that. Yes, it applies to everybody. Every single one of us is so much more than an It Works distributor. And even though being an It Works distributor is my favorite thing to be under mom and wife, like, it literally goes mom, wife, It Works on what I love to do and be. But I'm also so much more than that. And we have so much value to offer. And especially, like, even if you just started your business this last week, you have value to offer people because of all of your life experience. Danny was just telling me this story about this girl on her Instagram who was like so inspired because it took Danny, a quote unquote long time to finish college, but she did it. She stuck with it and she did it and she got her bachelor's degree. And this little 22-year-old was like, you inspired me so much. It didn't have anything to do with It Works, but it was meaningful and it was connective. And Danny got her eyes welled up a little bit. Like, it felt good. So I think it's just important. I'm not changing my workflow at all. I did write my own KPI list this week just because I was trying to play with it and like see what I wanted to do differently. Journaling and affirmations, adding 150 people, interacting with at least 25 people, getting up at least 10 hosts to posts, following up from yesterday through last week, checking in with my newbies and leaders, doing TikTok reels or lives or a combination of all the above, doing my personal development, and sending 50 to 100 messages. None of it changes, you know, from the KPI list, really. It's just what we're doing. Yeah, your story starts way before you hit submit. You got to get to the point where you're ready to hit submit. All the things that happened up until the point you're ready to hit submit. So this went a little longer than I thought it was going to, but that's fine. I'm really glad that we got to do this. I'm glad that I recorded it. I hope that this was helpful to you guys. If you have more questions about branding, obviously feel free to, message me on Facebook, message me on Instagram, but this is a huge shift, and I'm really excited that on a freaking Friday afternoon, there are so many of you already that are down and excited for this, because I think this is just going to pour out into the entire team. So, I mean, Crystal, that's pretty much it. Everything else that I could tell you or teach you is like, you're going to figure it out for you, because it's my brand. And so what works for me works for me. And so you have to do you so you can figure out what works best for you. So I love you guys. Thank you for getting on with me. I will have this recording up soon, and I hope everyone has a great night. Bye.